looking at your path and your trajectory, you were able to be a leader of one. I mean, beginning with just the discipline that it takes to be able to be a top level athlete, but also to be able to say, yes, I don't want to do this work. And yeah, I'm probably going to resist it for a while, but eventually I will come around to the place where, yes, I need to be able to lead myself to be able to get out of that. Mm-hmm. So was that something that was just kind of inherent for you with the work that you did as an athlete and then being able to continue on throughout your life? Or is that something that maybe you picked up from somebody else, or you picked up in training or in reading or something?
So I was probably my best gift, and we all have gifts. My best gift was I was a motivated person. Like I am motivated, get up, I'm disciplined, let's go. I got that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was there for me. Thank goodness that I had that innate gifts and qualities when I started, right? That was super important.
Yeah.
Everything else, like all my belief systems, I learned. I had to learn the thought habits that were not helping. They were not helping me. They were not helpful. They were certainly very painful thought habits. I didn't know that I had them. And this is the challenge that most people have. Like if we're not experiencing what we want, it's because we have some sort of blockage in our thought process that's not letting us get there. So we all have these thought habits that we developed as children that we didn't know we developed. But we developed them. Every single one of us developed them because it became wired in our neural networks. It becomes the lens that we see the world, and then it becomes the way that we operate within the world. So your perception is your reality.
Yes.
And when we have these belief systems that we're given, that we don't even know we're given, and we're operating within those. So, for example, for me, both my parents were victims. I did not know that. I had no idea. Well, first of all, I didn't know what a victim was. A victim is somebody who blames outside events, circumstances, or other people for why they are who they are. That's a victim. Both my parents were victims. I did not know that. So I was a victim. So how long did that cause me pain? How many decades did I live in this it's not my fault thing, like the official doesn't like me, my coach doesn't like me, it's why that I don't get this and that, my teammates don't pass me the ball, blah, 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 blah. Like victim, right? Well, I didn't know. I had learned that, but I didn't know that I had learned it. Well, the greatest thing about learning something is you can unlearn it.
Yes.
So it's not that people say to me, oh, but I got the anger. Look, I've got the angry DNA. No, you don't. You learned it. So you can unlearn it. And maybe it's stuck because you've practiced it so long, but you can unlearn it. And that's the things that I think that a lot of leaders, if they just were able to understand what they do to themselves, then they would know how they show up to other people. And then they understand why there's a disconnect between them and the people they're trying to, leading or trying to lead, because I'm saying they're trying to lead if it's not successful. They're trying. Yeah. They're leading if they get it, right? They're leading if they understand what they're doing. There's a difference. So it's just the work. And I've done work with so many different executives and had so many positive results because the people who want to do the work will always find the way forward.
Yes. Yes. They have the motivation. They want it. It's exactly what you were talking about, that you were motivated and willing to work hard. And yes, those people, they will always figure it out because they want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that's the difference, because sometimes there'll be a CEO who calls me and says, can you work with my ex, my CFO, my whoever? And it's not a choice of that person. Yeah. And then what you find is resistance.
Yes. Yes. Well, it's not their choice.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I mean, we're adults. As adults, we're allowed to make that choice, whether we want to do it or not. But in that kind of situation, if you have an adult and they're like, I'm not going to do it, there is nothing you can do to make them do it.
But they need to know the consequences of their choices.
Yes.
So if here's an opportunity for you to grow, here's an opportunity for you to remain in your job, here's an opportunity, and so if you're choosing not to change, then you're choosing to leave. That's the choice you're making. So it is a choice. Yes. And they just need to understand what the choice really means. And so there are some people who truly don't believe the choice. So they'll say, oh, they'll never get rid of me. Yes. Yes, they will. Like if you're dysfunctional in your leadership, you will be terminated eventually. Now, sometimes it takes a long time for people to discover or figure this out or even decide to do it. But if you're dysfunctional, you will lead yourself into pain.